It's time for an in-depth analysis on your local high school football games. This is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Auto Group.
Hello and good evening, everyone, to the Week 6 edition of Inside the Game right here on KSAN. I'm Sports Director Jason Bridge, and for the next 30 minutes, we'll bring you highlights and scores from all of your Concho Valley High School action tonight. And we start off with the Central Bobcats, who notched that all-important first district win last week on the road against the Weatherford Kangaroos. And quarterback Malachi Brown had shown steady improvement as he had yet another solid performance, accounting for all 4 of those Bobcat touchdowns. And if there's ever a time for him to have a breakout game, tonight would probably be the night, as they hosted a team that almost everyone in the state of Texas is aware of. I'm talking about perennial power Euless Trinity. Earlier this week, head coach Brent Davis flat out said, they're bigger than us, so we got to be smart and use our speed to our advantage. So how did that go down? Well, for that answer, we go out live to San Angelo Stadium, where KSAN Sports' Rachel Turnock has a recap. Rachel, how'd it go?
Jason, head coach Brent Davis said this week that this was a really big game, and you know what? It's been hyped up to be a really big game, kind of like whenever Odessa Permian or Midland Lee comes to town whenever Central was in their old district. But now, of course, as we all know, they're in their new district, 3-6A, won their district opener last week, welcoming in Euless Trinity. Yeah, they're averaging 33 points per game so far this season with the 4-0 record that they came in with. They got to stop the run. That's their goal. So can they do it? Well, let's get on to the highlights. Central's pumped up for this game. They're excited. And then, of course, Euless Trinity, check this out, a CP Tau. It's a tradition that they do before every game. It was really entertaining to watch, I gotta say. First drive by the Trojans, 4th down. Jayshawn Hall grabs Lakey Ellis, brings him down. Nice sack, turnover on down Central. All righty. First play by the Bobcats, though. Malachi Brown rolls right, throws right, but right into the hands of Trinity's Shamar Morton. He takes it back for 6-7-0 Trojans. Trojans now at Central's 8-yard line. Later on, Brandon Theus, this big boy who can run, takes it into the end zone. That'll make it 14-0 Trinity lead. Second quarter now, 21-0 Trojans. Malachi Brown finds Jackson Tim in the end zone. Central is on the board, 21-7. Euless, though, they just went on a scoring spree in the first half. 56-14 was the halftime score, and then the Trojans capped it off with 2 touchdowns in the second half as they go on to win it 70-28 over Central. That is Central's second loss this season. Their first loss came to Cedar Park, week 3 of the year. As I mentioned, Euless Trinity averaging 33 points a game, all thanks to a lot of help from Brandon Theus. They love to run the ball. Find out just how many rushing yards they had tonight when we come back. But Jason, take it away with some Lakeview highlights from last night here at San Angelo Stadium.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Before we get to those highlights, Rachel, we take a look at some other scores from District 3-6A tonight. After a 48-41 win in their district opener over Richland, the Abilene High Eagles visited the LD Bell Blue Raiders, and the Eagles get the win 38-7. And the aforementioned Weatherford Kangaroos, too, were on the road facing the Halton Buffaloes, and that goes the way of the Buffaloes, 39-29. And as Rachel said last night, it had been tough sledding the past 3 weeks for the Lakeview Chiefs as they've hit a little bit of a rut, falling in 3 straight games. Most recently, the Chiefs are coming off a tough loss at home to Llano last week. But last night, they had a chance to bounce back in some Thursday night action as they'll play host to the Brownfield Cubs. Going into the game, head coach Hector Guevara said Brownfield is a dangerous team that can attack you from all over the field. So back out to San Angelo Stadium we go last night to see if the Chiefs could take down those Brownfield Cubs. First quarter, no score. Brock Sayers' pass is thrown to the back of the end zone, but it's picked off by Lakeview's Johnny Espinosa. Still in the first, Brownfield up 7-0. Now Sayers rolls to his right, and he throws it to the guy on the other team. That's Ahmad Daniels, his 3rd interception in just 2 games. Lakeview fans, they approve. Same quarter, same score. Quarterback Kendall Blue, he's scrambling around looking for something. Rolls to his right, and he would find a first down as he would go out of bounds. The next play, few plays later, he would keep it on the design quarterback draw in the end zone for the score to tie it up at 7. And after a back-and-forth game, a late Brownfield touchdown pass would down Lakeview as the Cubs would go on to win it 34-27. And that'll do it for our first block here of Inside the Game, but I'm telling you, do not go anywhere, because coming up next, we'll check in with our 3A schools as the Ballinger Bearcats played host to their third big country team in a row. I'm talking the Anson Tigers. That's next on Inside the Game. Keep it here.
Our Columbus Day event starts now, so discover huge savings and 36 months financing on everything. Save $300 on this tufted queen bed, now just $295. Or save $200 on this sectional, which comes in 35 fabrics, now just $688. Save $300 on this reclining sofa, family friendly, and just $549. Plus 36 months financing starting now. Home Zone, style for everyone that anyone can afford.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels.
I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Tell us who your favorite teacher is as Concho Valley Homepage presents Teacher of the Week. Brought to you by Concho Educators Federal Credit Union. Log on to ConchoValleyHomepage.com and tell us what makes your teacher great. If selected, they'll win a prize package in appreciation for their services. The prizes awarded are a plaque from Angelo Awards, a flower bouquet from Southwest Florist, a delicious cake from City Cafe and Bakery, and a gift certificate to the Olive Garden. Teacher of the Week is brought to you by Concho Educators Federal Credit Union. Be sure to check out ConchoValleyHomepage.com for details. As Election Day approaches, all eyes are on Texas and the race for the Senate. Watch a live debate between Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke. Immigration, taxes, jobs, how the candidates stand on the issues that matter to you. Friday at 6 on KSAN.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. I'm Rachel Turnock. We're out here at San Angelo Stadium where the Central Bobcats hosted Euless Trinity tonight for their second district game. Euless gets the best tonight. 70-28 was the final. Central, though, offensively, not bad stat-wise. 166 yards rushing with 199 passing, just under 200 passing yards. But really what kind of killed them was the 3 interceptions that Malachi Brown threw. One of them went back for 6, and then they also did have 3 fumbles, but they only lost 1 of them. Euless, though, how many times do we have to tell you guys that they love to run the ball? Because these stats say that they do. 396 rushing yards for the Trojans. They did pass the ball only 8 times, though. They were 7 of 8 for 160 passing yards. The Trojans definitely took advantage of Brandon Theus, that senior running back of theirs that's 205 pounds, 6 feet tall. These guys definitely have a lot of size over Central. But Central's going to be on the road next week for another district game against Abilene High. We'll have more on that game coming up. Jason, back to you in the studio.
It was a tough loss, but I think they'll be all right. Well, thank you, Rachel. After notching back-to-back wins to start off the season against the Brady Bulldogs and the Reagan County Owls, the Ballinger Bearcats have now lost 2 straight games to Colorado City and Cisco, respectively. So, could they bring that streak to a close tonight against another big country team? That's right. Tonight, the Ballinger Bearcats played host to the Anson Tigers out at Bearcat Stadium. First quarter, no score. Ballinger QB Edgar Nunez hooks up with Rustin Wallowitz in the end zone for the Bearcat touchdown. Extra point makes it 7-0 Ballinger. Next drive for Ballinger. Nunez keeps it himself on the option. Keeper goes right up the middle, shakes off some defenders, and races all the way to the end zone for another Bearcat touchdown. He would have over 300 rushing yards tonight. Extra point would make it 14-0 Ballinger on top. Responding drive for Anson. Some miscommunication in the backfield as Ballinger's Fernando Falcon, great name, takes down Drew Hagler for a loss on the play, and Ballinger gets the win and brings their losing streak to a close, 55-39. Some more 3A scores for you tonight. Grape Creek falls on the road to Banks, 27-0, bringing their winning streak to an end. And the Coleman Blue Cats take down TLCA at home 50-26. And that was all of the 3A action from tonight. A lot of them had their bye weeks this week as they prepare for district play. The Wild Hawks will start their district action on the road in the Big Country, taking on the Clyde Bulldogs. Now, Wall has won 2 games in a row heading into this one, and the Sonora Broncos will look to get back on the right track after losing 3 straight games as they'll welcome in Blanco. Both games have scheduled kickoffs of 7:30 p.m. Also, the Brady Bulldogs aim to shake off their recent struggles as they're off this week. Up next, they'll be out on the road to take on the Ingram Tom Moore Warriors. The Bulldogs come in sporting a 1-4 record after getting shut out by Jim Ned last week on the road, while the Warriors are 4-1 and fresh off their first loss of the year to the San Saba Armadillos. Well, 3A is wrapped up and done with. Now coming up next on our third block of Inside the Game. The Ozona Lions were out in the Permian Basin dueling with the Golden Cranes at El Ave Stadium. I'll have how that went and more coming up. Keep it here. Inside the Game, coming right back.
Why are Suddenlink customers so happy? It could be because you can get Suddenlink Internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Call 877-373-9865 today and get fast, reliable Internet that keeps you connected to everything you love. If you're looking for faster Internet, you can get speeds up to 1 gig with unlimited data. Whoa, that's fast. It's true, faster Internet makes everyone happy. But when your Internet is the fastest in the U.S., you start moving into full-on frenzied happiness territory. That means you can stream, chat, shop, game, and watch your favorite movies, shows, and online content on any device, anywhere in your house. It's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee and no annual contract. And if you're not happy with your current provider, we'll help buy you out. Suddenlink customers are happy, and they're staying happy. Maybe that's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Get happy. Call 877-373-9865 today to get Suddenlink Internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year.
So what's a good night's sleep worth to you? For a price that won't keep you up at night, Denver Mattress has you covered. Rest easy on the Doctor's Choice plush or firm queen-size mattress, just $10 a month. Or sleep with confidence on the budget-friendly Buena Vista Queen, only $299.99. And don't forget our special financing on Tempur-Pedic. Say goodbye to sleepless nights and shop Denver Mattress today, the easiest way to find the right mattress.
The El Dorado Game Association is hosting their annual first day of deer season dinner and drawing, November 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at the Civic Center in El Dorado. McGowan's Barbecue will be served for $10 a plate. We'll be giving away over 75 guns and pistols, gift cards, crossbow, generator, high-quality coolers, hunting accessories, and loads of other prizes. Admission is free, and raffle tickets are available at the door, or you can purchase them at any of these locations.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Thanks for coming back for Inside the Game. I'm Rachel Turnock. We're here at San Angelo Stadium. Central hosted Euless Trinity tonight, and they lost 70-28. So on to next week, they will hit the road to a very familiar opponent, Abilene High Eagles, who did beat LD Bell tonight. Abilene is now 5-1 on their season. Central 4-2 on the season. By the way, this loss to Central, the last big loss for the Bobcats, did come in 2009 against Copperas Cove. That was a final score of 65. But Central should feel pretty comfortable going into Shotwell Stadium. They know the Eagles well. They played in the same district before, and in the same district again, even though they weren't in the same district with them last year, they still played them. So they know what they're doing against the Eagles. Well, that's all I hear from San Angelo Stadium. Once again, Euless Trinity beats Central tonight 70-28. Jason, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Well, if you had told me that the Ozona Lions had the toughest pre-district schedule to start the season, couldn't really argue against it. Week 1, Sonora. Week 2, Iran, who's undefeated coming into this week. Reagan County in Week 4, and while they fell in those games, the Lions bounced back and nabbed their first win of the season last week against the Junction Eagles. And if they wanted to make it 2 in a row, they'd have to go through those guys, the Golden Cranes. On the road, Cranes' Michael Cerna coming out strong of the backfield, and he could not be stopped. Many lines would try to take him down, and many lines would also fail. Later in that drive, Cerna would take the handoff for the 10-yard touchdown run, breaking the scoreless tie, and Serna was anything but done at this point. This time on defense, Abraham Rodriguez takes it for Arizona, and Serna literally picks Rodriguez up in the pile. Looks like he's just pushing him out of bounds, but that is a brick wall, and how about that? Serna, though, out of the backfield one more time, looking like beast mode. I think that's Marshawn Lynch, maybe. That's a 28-yard run, and the Lions just did not have an answer for him early on, as Ozona would fall on the road tonight to Crane, 42-14. And that was it for games this week for Concho Valley two-way squads. We now look forward to next week as the Mason Punchers, who have just been absolutely dominant, and I'm probably not giving them enough credit. 5-0, number one in the state in 2A, taking down nothing but 3A teams to start off the season. We'll play host to Brackett next Friday at the Puncher Dome. The Junction Eagles can get their first win of the season if they beat the Sabinal Yellow Jackets next week at Eagles Stadium. Both have kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. Also, the 3-2 Cristobal Cougars will host another 3-2 team to start off district play in District 8 2A in the Rock Springs Angora. So far, it's been back and forth for both teams this season. We'll see what goes down next week. Over to District 8 2A Division 2, where the Erie County Hornets will welcome in El Dorado to OK Wolfenbarger Field. Both teams are 2-3. And both kickoffs are scheduled for 7:30 p.m. And sticking in that same District 8 2A Division 2, the Miles Bulldogs, who snapped their two-game losing streak last week with a win on the road against the Monday Moguls, will host the Menard Yellow Jackets, who are coming off a win themselves against the Harper Longhorns. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. Well, 2A is done and gone, but coming up here next on our final block of Inside the Game, it's six-man time, one of my favorite times, as the Sterling City Eagles would look to keep their undefeated record intact as the Rankin Red Devils visited Eagle Stadium. And the Blackwell Hornets hoped to do the same, but they'd have to ground the very best Falcons. I'll have highlights from both games coming up next on Inside the Game.
We're the Boundary Cheerleaders, and you're watching Inside the Game.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
It's the Columbus Day Monday sale at Ashley Home Store. Our lowest price doorbusters start at 10 a.m. while quantities last. Get a queen-size mattress for $75. 5-piece dining room set for $175. Dual reclining sofa for $375. Sail it to Ashley Home Store, West Texas.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I'll be right back.
Welcome to the Solar Generation Road Trip. Solar energy is working for America now, saving us money, creating new jobs, and giving our world a brighter future. Welcome to the Solar Generation.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
It's the Columbus Day Monday sale at Ashley Home Store. Our lowest price doorbusters start at 10 a.m. while quantities last. Get a queen-size mattress for $75. 5-piece dining room set for $175. Dual reclining sofa for $375. Sail it to Ashley Home Store, West Texas.
Welcome back, guys. Well, the Sterling City Eagles have been one of the early standouts here in the Concho Valley, starting off the season 5-0. Most recently, a win on the road against the Broughton Longhorn team that had only one loss coming into it. Also, when we talked to head coach Trey Cisco and his team earlier in the week, they said that it's been their defense that's been the key to their success. Not normally something you associate in six-man ball, but clearly it's worked out for the Eagles so far. Well, tonight the Eagles had another tough test as the 4-1 Rankin Red Devils came to town. First quarter, no score. Sterling City's Wyatt Cisco with the 16-yard touchdown pass to Quentin McMullen to make it 6-0 Eagles. Same quarter, Rankin up 8-6. Now it's Wyatt Cisco doing it with the legs bouncing off defenders like a pinball right there, making it 12-8 Sterling City as they would regain the lead later in the first. Rankin up 16-12. Cade Pruitt going up the middle and then going to the left end. That's what, everyone, that would be a touchdown run for the Eagles. Running hard right there. That would make it 18-12. Sterling City keeps that undefeated record intact as they would go on to win it 76-28. The Blackwell Hornets look to also keep their perfect record intact as the very best Falcons visited Hornet Stadium. First quarter, no score. Blackwell's Brandon Brinkman with the pass over to Cameron Calderon, catches it right there, gets a little help with the block, or gets around the corner end. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He is G-O-N-E, gone into the end zone for the touchdown. Same quarter now, very best is Hayden Barnes just pretty much throwing up a prayer to the end zone, and guess what? Bo Dunn is there to receive that prayer to tie it all up at 6, though. But Blackwell would be your winner as they topple the Falcons tonight, 67-22, remaining undefeated. Let's get to some other six-man scores for you tonight. The Eden Bulldogs take it on the chin from Lakey, 76-28. And Hermley, well, they handed Bront their second loss on the road. Hermley, very good team, though, as they shut out Bront 62-0. And in a matchup of 4-1 squads, Robert Lee gave Grady all it wanted as they were in this one till the very end, but it's Grady that gets the win 62-52. Also, Water Valley goes on the road and holds Paint Rock to only 6 points as they get the win 52-6. Well, our high school action has come to a close, but now it's time for the collegiate level and the Angelo State Rams, who after starting off conference play with the win at home against A&M Kingsville, have hit a bit of a rough stretch in their last two contests. And it starts with defense as they've allowed a combined 111 points in back-to-back losses to top 25 teams, Midwestern State and Tarleton State. But they've also committed 7 turnovers in that span, which doesn't really help out the cause either. So, head coach Will Wagner, what do you got to do to take down Western New Mexico tomorrow to bring this tough stretch to a close?
Obviously, correct those mistakes. You know, we got to do a better job versus the run. I think that sometimes we get caught up when you play two top teams like that offensively, trying to stop both. And so we got to go back to the drawing board, make Western New Mexico more one-dimensional, and trust our guys to make plays. And then I think offensively, we just got to really push the tempo. I think we see more success when we're playing fast. And so those are going to be the emphasis this week.
So there it is one more time. The Angelo State Rams will look to snap their 2-game losing streak on the road when they visit the land of enchantment with the Western New Mexico Mustangs, who have yet to win a game this season, so hopefully it's not a trap game either. Kickoff is scheduled for 3 p.m. and in what should be quite a dandy of a game because you just absolutely never know what could happen in this one. It's the Red River Rivalry 2018 edition between the 19th-ranked Texas Longhorns and the undefeated 7th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. It'll be the first time since 2012 that both teams are ranked in the top 25 heading into the game. But as it has been in most cases, you pretty much got to throw the record books out when it comes to this. Kickoff is set for bright and early tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I know I'll be watching that. Well, the Dallas Cowboys will look to make it 2 wins in a row if they can get by their in-state rival, the Houston Texans, who too are coming off their first win of the season last week. Well, for more on that game, here's Mickey Spagnola with your Silver Star Nation.
Of prime importance for the Dallas Cowboys in Sunday's game against the Houston Texans will be the play of their defensive line. And at this point, it looks like all systems go. Now, first of all, Cowboys defensive end Randy Gregory, who missed practice on Thursday to have an appointment with the NFL's medical officials in Chicago, was back at practice on Friday, and everything looks like he should be ready to resume his rotation at right defensive end with starter Taco Charlton. He's been coming in for the Cowboys in pass rush situations when they go to their nickel defense. Now, as for David Irving, who completed his 4-game suspension and was able to work with the team this week, he did practice on Wednesday, but missed practice Thursday and Friday for more personal reasons. The Cowboys have to decide by 3 p.m. on Saturday if they want him to play against the Texans. They have to put him on the 53-man roster, and if they do, they have to release somebody, and there's a chance that that release could be Travis Frederick, who has been out for this first portion of the season. We'll see how that goes at 3 o'clock if the Cowboys think he would be able to help them against the Texans. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola.
All right, thank you, Mickey. Well, that will do it for us here on Inside the Game. It's been a blast, as always. Thank you to everyone here at the station that helped out with tonight's show, whether it was going out to shoot the games, getting the scores, or, of course, to the production crew to help set up the show and make everything run so smoothly as you saw tonight. It's all very much appreciated. And thank you, of course, to Rachel Turnick as well for her reports from San Angelo Stadium. And most importantly, thank you to everyone that stayed up late to watch tonight. I appreciate it so much. Come back next week. We'll do it again. Same time, same place. I'm Sports Director Jason Bridge. Have a great night and an even better weekend.
Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Auto Group.